Good morning, all. Welcome to our 20-minute pre-service meditation. Whether you choose to do an open awareness, a concentration, or some other kind of meditation practice, we are so glad that we have the opportunity to come together in community and open to that spacious awareness that is in us and around us always. Thank you so much for coming together in community and sharing the gift of your practice. It is indeed a priceless gift. Service will start in 10 minutes.
blue to match my blouse. Blue microphone, blue blouse. How about that? Good morning, everyone. I'm Carolyn Gauthier. I am on staff here at Unity in Marin. And in the absence of our senior minister, Reverend Deanne Morency, I am here to welcome you, whether you're here live or whether you are online. She'll be back next week, and today we do have a wonderful guest speaker who's been here before, Dr. Dawson Church. He's an esteemed author, scientist, visionary in the field of body-mind medicine. Known for his groundbreaking research and best-selling books, he's the founder of EFT Universe and an advocate for the power of emotional and spiritual healing. And after the service, he'll be giving a workshop this afternoon, helping us move from trauma to transformation into a new way of being. What? Beg your pardon? Bliss, into bliss. Oh, I like that. You must have been at one of his other workshops. So as we gather together this Sunday, reminds me of one of our old traditional Thanksgiving songs, We Gather Together. So that's what we do in community on Sundays, and also reminds me of the harvest, right? The harvest of this time of year. So we gather our energy together. And to do that, we breathe deeply, and we leave everything behind that doesn't serve us today, what came before, what will happen later. We just let that go. To quote the Bible, the fruit of Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, and faithfulness. I don't know about you, but I want some of that. So that's what we're gathering in today. So let's move into our sacred time of prayer by singing together in this very room. Momo, come on up.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, Spirit is in this very room. And in this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, Spirit is in this very room. And in this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, Spirit is in this very room.
I'd like to invite Kathleen Kathleen O'D forward to lead us in prayer today.
So I'd like to invite all the prayer chaplains to stand, please, and encircle the room. I'd like to invite Wendy Miley to come forward with our prayer box, where we place our prayers and intentions to be prayed over for 30 and then 30 more days. And I'd like to invite anybody who feels that you want to encircle this community and symbolically this world in prayer. Just feel free to stand and allow your light to shine, standing, sitting. Mrs. Carolyn said this is the time of harvest, the time of reaping, and also the time of letting go. So I begin by inviting you to join me in letting go of, I know I need to let go of the craziness in my head at times, the tightness in my body, and the emotions that are not helpful, that I am choosing to hold on to. So like, the end of the harvest, I invite you to release anything that is keeping you from entering into the presence and the power. Just shake it off like a duck shakes off water. And when you're ready to spread your wings and to open wide to the power and the presence, consciousness itself that is always here and always available. It is in you as you are in it. And to this place, I invite you to bring your most sacred of intentions. Whether those intentions are for health of body or relationship, your way in the world, whatever. Just bring that sacred intention. And know that the blessings of consciousness itself are just waiting to answer your cry. Allow the blessings, allow the mercies to just well up from inside you and pour down upon you. As we come together in community to affirm these endless gifts that are always available to you, I end this prayer in gratitude. You can join me in saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe.
Thank you, Kathleen. Good morning, everyone. Let's take a deep breath of that beautiful spirit that Kathleen brought forward. We are all part of the welcome team. Maybe a little too much. A lot of welcome today. There's potluck hospitality after services. Last week we had so many goodies, cookies and candies and cakes. And this week and next week, let's bring something vibrant, alive food, whole foods. Please share the whole foods. If you're socially media savvy, please find us on all the above. Can anyone tell me what those are? We know. It says right there, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. Please like and share our posts, and let's reach out and share this love that this community holds so deeply and so beautifully. Let's share that with all the world. Can we do that? Yes? Maybe? All right. I know I'm still waking up, so I'll be better later, I promise. I'll be a little more alive. If you are in the texting game, please text welcome to 415-991-7111, and that goes directly to our Reverend Deanne, and not this week, but next week, she'll get back to you with a loving connection as well. Our spiritual connection card. Who has a bulletin with them? Anyone have a bulletin? Raise a bulletin. Do you notice inside your bulletin there's a little card? If you have an opportunity to fill that out, let us know if there's a prayer or concern, or just let us know who you are. Thank you, Nancy, for sharing that with us. And I tell you what, I've been coming to Unity for almost 40 years now. And the prayer action, longevity has its own rewards, and that's one of them. But the prayer, and Kathleen so beautifully forth, and the Reverend DM brings forth in service as well. It's really the heart of our community, right? You know, that accelerated mind action that brings us to our truth. And if you have the chance, if you're up early on Sunday morning, try to get in here at 9:30, 9:25 on Sunday morning, because there's a beautiful meditation that takes place here as well. And I'd like to see more people show up for that. There is upcoming events galore, absolutely a whole lot going on. The one thing I'm going to highlight is Dawson is going to be doing a workshop today after services, but there's so many things. We have Reverend Deanne coming back, Social Justice Choir, Thanksgiving service. We'll talk about that, holiday decorating, so on and so on. A lot going on, a lot of love, and let's join in. Our Unity in Marin mission. Unity, please say with me. Unity in Marin is a loving community dedicated to spiritual growth, inclusivity, and service. We honor and care for ourselves, each other, and the natural world. How beautiful is that? We do this through holding to our core values. Has anyone done any values discovery work? I'm sure you all have, right? Knowing what your core value is how it's your guiding light. It's how we keep on track with where we're aiming in this world. So our core values are connectivity together, living in an awareness of unity with all, inclusivity, cultivating a safe space to celebrate diversity and value the uniqueness of every person. Look around at the unique people in this room. And then authenticity. Being true to ourselves, our values, and spirit. Amen to that. And let's honor Frank. Happy birthday, Frank. Are you in the room? No? They're taking the day off. Frank, we love you. Thank you, Claire. Oh. Happy birthday. Thank you, Claire. And then we also, oh my goodness. Does anyone know who Kevin Seaver is and Lynn Seaver Forsey? Have you had a chance to meet them? Would you please stand up, you two? I feel the love. I do indeed. Thank you for all you do for this community. This is our way, just one minor way we say thank you for everything you do for us here. Thank you very much. And Debbie Sweeney Puma, I saw you here earlier. She's probably out decorating her tree. She has been collecting for years Black Santas and African American Santa. And it's outside this door. It's extraordinary. So when you step outside, you will see that. One slide we do not have available for us is our dear Rosa is looking for more work. Rosa, you know, sets up for the morning services and brings the food forwards, but she could use some more work. So if you have any work around your home that you can offer to her, she'd be very grateful for that. Just find her in the kitchen or you'll see her walking back and forth. Sacred Service Spotlight, I think that is going to be you, Carolyn.
As Tom said, prayer is our foundation. And today we're honoring all of the prayer chaplains who not only did they do the service last week, but they meet monthly. They do monthly prayer calls. If you're a member, you get a call every month from your prayer chaplain. They do so much to raise the consciousness of this community, and we are grateful for you, prayer chaplains. And specifically, the prayer chaplains held sacred space for the blessing of the animals. And as far as I know, it was Bonnie, Abby, and Wendy Miley. So if you two would stand, because you gave so much love to all the animals that came over to be blessed. So thank you. This community could not work without all the volunteer hours that happen here. So thank you.
Our furry friends keep us so grounded. Deck the Halls holiday season. That will take place here on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. It's a fun morning and afternoon. You who've been here before, you know how we transform this room. It's quite extraordinary. Charcelle, of course, will be leading that charge. I'm responsible for putting the star on top of the tree. If you want to have fun, come out and join us. There's lots that has to happen, and we will serve pizza. Sign up on the website or see Charcelle in the courtyard. Let's have some music, please.
There's been a storm brewing inside of me, clouds moving around my heart. Something's changing that I can't see. I'm stuck in what I know is safe, but not where I'm supposed to be. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call of an energy I've never felt before. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call, and it's asking, what am I here for? 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 They say that pain pushes till the vision pulls. So many things have fallen down, 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 down. I wish I had a map of where to go. I've got this feeling in my soul. With this vision I will know. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call of something I've never felt before. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call, and it's asking, what am I here for? 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 I feel the call of something more. I feel the call
Thank you so much for that great question. What are you here for? I don't mean sitting here in the sanctuary right now. I mean, what are you here for? Why did you, that little shard of the great universal consciousness, put in an appearance in this physical body, in this lifetime, 80 years ago, 60 years ago, 20 years ago, however long it was? Why did you show up here? Why did you come here? Do you know? Absolutely, be the love. That's a great answer. And it's worth asking yourself that question because that is the heart of every religion, every philosophy in the world. In the 1920s and 30s, a great philosopher, Aldous Huxley, great British philosopher, he wrote the book Brave New World, which you may have been compelled to read in high school. But better reading actually is his book Island. It's a book about, was a sequel to Brave New World, all about this island where these people live. And there are all these cues on the island to help remind them of who they were. Like there are these birds, these parrots on the island, and the birds have only one phrase they say, and that is, here and now. So wherever you're walking around the island, there's a bird squawking, here and now, here and now, here and now. So remember who you are, and what Aldous Huxley wrote about, he looked at the commonalities between all the religions, all the great philosophies in the world. Now, this was a very new idea, a very new concept in the 1920s, 1930s, 1950s, because if you went back a century to the early 1800s, the Hindus and the Muslims and the Jews and the Buddhists were all very, very separate from each other. And Hinduism looked at Christianity and couldn't understand it. Christianity, monotheistic religion, looked at the polytheistic religions, was totally baffled by them. And the idea was that these religions are very, very different. And only in the middle of the 1800s did great people, some great sages begin to say there's a central core to all of them. And Aldous Huxley then defined that. And he used a really interesting phrase for that. Anyone know what that phrase was that Aldous Huxley used for the commonality to all the world's religions? The perennial philosophy. The perennial philosophy. The perennial philosophy that's there underlying all of the great philosophical traditions. And in that perennial philosophy says there are three elements that are common to all of these great movements. Three things that are common to them. One is that we live in a world of change, and the world obviously changes moment by moment. Right now it's 10:26, and it's going to be 10:27 shortly, and then my cell's going to change, and my body will age a day, and then it'll be tomorrow, and then it'll be next week, next year. The world's changing. The seasons change. Nature changes. Science changes. There are all these things that are impermanent in our lives. Planets change. You know, in a few billion years, the sun will burn out. And so there are all these great cosmic cycles, even from the microcosm to the macrocosm, things change. But the first principle of the perennial philosophy is that underneath the world of change, there's something changeless. Underneath the world of change, there's something changeless. There's an eternal reality below that. And we now think of that as consciousness. That underlies all of that, because consciousness is this unchanging reality underlying the world of change. And in the great Indian traditions, they say the fundamental cause of suffering is the inability to distinguish what is real and permanent from what is unreal and impermanent. You have to figure that out, that there's something below the world of change. And the second element of the perennial philosophy is that a shard of that is in all of us. You, when you decided 50 years ago, 75 years ago, 90 years ago, 25 years ago, to sort of grab onto the cosmic zip line and zip your way down and land in a body, and suddenly this little baby was born, and there you were scrolling in the world. There's an element of that in you. There's an element of that cosmic consciousness, that eternal in you. That's the second idea in what Aldous Huxley called the perennial philosophy. And the third idea, the third commonality to all the world's great traditions, is that your purpose in life, the reason we're here, the reason you had that conference up there with all the angels and other beings, and you then came down that chute into a human body, have this lifetime now. The purpose, the reason you did that, is to realize that you are that shard of the eternal. The reason you're here is to realize that. That's the only ultimate purpose of your life. It's not to have people like you, to accumulate a lot of likes on Facebook or some other platform, or make a lot of money, or be the life and soul of the party, or have your dreams come true. It's to realize that you are that. Thou art that, as Martin Buber said. You are that. We are that. We all are that. And in fact, when you start to see that in each other, it is so powerful. If you see every person as that shard of the divine, it is powerful. And the reason I am sharing this with you today is because I have spent about 20 years as a researcher studying PTSD. I'm the author of several books, one's called Psychological Trauma. I began working with Vietnam veterans in the early part of the century after the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. My organizations worked with, at this point, we provided free treatment to over 25,000 Iraq and Afghanistan veterans with PTSD. And we've done many randomized controlled trials. Twice I've testified before US congressional committees on PTSD and veterans. And so we see these people who have had shattering trauma in their lives. And that shattering trauma is very apt to make us forget we're that shard of the divine. It's very difficult to remember you are that when your whole psyche is caught up in survival, in the memory and in the sequel to your traumatic experiences. And we all have those traumatic experiences. So we're born, we grab onto the zip line, go down the chute, land up in a body, start to try and figure it out. Maybe by the time you're a certain age, you've had a few experiences that are both elevated, both transcendent. Research shows that most teenagers have some kind of transcendent experience. Most children have some kind of experience, mystical experience as well. It's often covered over, though, by trauma. And so my work for decades was, how do we remove that trauma? In the workshop I'll be teaching this afternoon from noon to 2 here, I'll be giving you the tools and the techniques. We'll be doing intensive work on the techniques we use to remove that trauma. These are the techniques we're using now with therapists in Iraq, with therapists in all kinds of places in the world where there are traumatized people. In Ukraine right now, there are therapists who we're training to apply these to Ukrainian children, to Ukrainian civilians, to Ukrainian members of the military. And so I'll be sharing with you this afternoon, and then also we'll be actively doing hands-on these techniques to help people clear those traumatic memories. Because when you have those, when you have that terrible accident, when you have that terrible divorce, you have that financial loss, you then often tend to forget you are that shard of the divine. Your mind is preoccupied with those things. In psychology, we have a word for that. It's a simple word, but it's a tragic word, and the word is rumination. Rumination. I'm thinking about the bad stuff. I want to think about the good stuff. I want to think about the blessings of my life, but my mind is pulled toward the bad stuff of my life over and over and over again. So that's just the way our brains work. Once we've had those negative experiences, once we've had that loss, that problem, that tragedy, that tends to preoccupy our focus. And you'll know if you've been through, say, a big financial loss, maybe during the financial crisis, the last one, not the one that's about to happen now, your mortgage was underwater and you couldn't think of anything but your mortgage being underwater. Maybe you got sick, you got very sick one day, or you had a very serious diagnosis, and your mind just returns to it over and over and over again. Like if you weren't here at Unity in Marin right now, and you were just ruminating, what might you be ruminating on? And probably it would be something bad in your life that just grabs your consciousness. And that was really healthy for our ancestors 1 million years ago to think about the tiger I saw yesterday and obsess about the tiger. It's not so healthy when the tiger you're obsessing about is a paper tiger, only in your mind. You're only worried about something that might happen. Oh, my 401k went down by 10%. It's not going to kill you the way a tiger would have killed your ancestors. So it was useful for our ancestors to really think about those bad things and ruminate. It really helped them in thinking about the tiger all the time. That means when I see the tiger tomorrow, I'll be really alert and I'll run. Not too healthy for you when it's you just obsessing about your body, your illness, your marriage, your divorce, your job, your team, your company, whatever it is you think about. That rumination captures our imagination and distracts us from the fact that we are that shard of the divine. So knowing your brain works that way, knowing your brain has what psychologists call the negativity bias. It's just biased to do that. So it's pulling you toward the negativity all the time, pulling you there all the time. And your job as an adult, now that you aren't a child and a victim anymore, you're an empowered adult, is to do the things that will free you from that rumination, free you from that pull of that tragedy and that trauma. We use a lot of advanced techniques when we work with people, for example, in Iraq, or we work with people in Ukraine. And I'm going to train you in some fairly simple ones this afternoon. I'm going to give you one of those that's valuable, vital, useful now. And I want you to really remember this. So, first of all, know that rumination, the fact that you're a negative thinker. My birthday was yesterday, and someone gave me a birthday card, and it was this woman talking to her husband, and she was just really compassionate about him putting all these notes to try and be a better person all over the house. And she walks into the bathroom, there he is, shaving, and on the mirror there's this big note that says, "Think positive, jackass." You know, we try and think positive and we can't. And so we feel like failures. We're trying to think positive. We find our minds being drawn back to rumination. It's just the way the brain works. In fact, that part of the brain that ruminates is called the default mode network. We default to that when nothing bad's happening. When we're totally chill on a Sunday afternoon, sitting out on a sunny day, or a day that's warmer in the winter, we sit there and we just think about the bad stuff. That's the brain's negativity bias. It's simply a function of the way the brain is built. It's not a moral failure on your part. It's not that you can't think positive. It's just that that's the way your brain is designed to work. It was very adaptive for your ancestors 1 million years ago to think about the tiger and obsess about the tiger when there was no tiger. But now that you don't have tigers to worry about, it's not that healthy anymore, but it's just the way your brain does work. So what can you do? How can you remember you are that shard of the divine? Again, that's the reason you're here, the third of those 3 pieces of the perennial philosophy. Why you're here is to remember. Remember, remember, remember who you are. How do you remember who you are? Now, there are ways you can support yourself in remembering. One is to show up at a place like this. Here you are, and you're showing up, and you're with other people who are showing up. That's healthy community. That's a powerful way to do that. When my wife or I, maybe some days we're a little bit off, but if I'm off a little bit, she knows who I am, and she'll treat me as who I am, and that'll remind me of who I am, and vice versa, or my friend, or people around me. So it's useful to have community that helps you do that. The Buddha said that community is one of the 3 essential ways in which we remember is the Sangha, the community. So you have a community here. Reach out to other people. Connect with other people. That's a way of remembering. But there's one way that is recommended by a number of mystics in the Eastern as well as the Western traditions, and that is to simply think of one word that you can remember when you're being pulled into rumination. So you're being pulled into rumination. You find you're trying not to think of the bad stuff. Don't want to think of that bad thing. So it's like, I tell you, don't think of a pink elephant. Do not think of a pink elephant. Do not, whatever you do right now, do not think of a pink elephant. Did that work? Not at all. That's all you can think of is a pink elephant. So what do you do when your mind is being pulled there to that rumination over and over and over again? Now you're not in church. Now you're driving home. Now you're alone this afternoon and you're thinking about the mean thing somebody said to you. Or it's Thanksgiving and you're going to see Uncle Harry who abused you when you were 5 at Thanksgiving. Or you are focused on financial losses you've had, or you're focused on emotional losses, or your body's ailing. And now you don't have this community of wonderful angels around you to remind you. So your thinking is being pulled back into that rumination about these bad things in your life that are real problems. I mean, you don't want to deny them. They actually exist. They're already there. But how do you counteract rumination? So again, in the workshop, I'm going to do some fairly elaborate interventions to help you shift those. But I want to give you one simple one now. And that's the one that Western mystics use, Eastern mystics use. And when you're thinking about the pink elephant, when you're thinking about the bad stuff, when you can't pull your mind loose from the process of rumination, from thinking about, from returning to the bad stuff, this is one thing you can do that is the simplest of simple spiritual practices. And that is to think about one word that is able to remind you that you are that shard of the divine. And that word is a word that you choose. In some spiritual traditions, they'll give you a mantra. They'll say, recite these words. And that can be great. What you can do as well is, if you read the works of some of the Eastern masters, they say, if you don't have a mantra, if no one's giving you a mantra, all you have to do is repeat the word of name of God, the word Om, an inspirational word that's resonant for you. So I want you now, right now, to pick your word. Pick your word that when you feel that suck toward thinking about bad stuff, you're trying to free yourself from negative thinking, that note you have on the mirror there, think positive, jackass, isn't working. What word can you use? What word can you use? Can be the name of a saint, can be Om, can be a value, awe, gratitude, joy, love, peace, anything. It needs to resonate with your whole being. What word resonates with you? Just pause for a moment and reflect on that. What's your word that makes every cell in your body sing in harmony? What word is it when you hear that word you cannot other than smile and laugh and feel joy? And I encourage you to chant that word focus on that word. Let that word resonate in your mind daily. I know I chant my word when I'm walking or riding my bike, chant it before I go to sleep. I find myself waking up in the middle of the night just chanting automatically. It was about 5 years of chanting internally before it became automatic. And that's what the mystics say. They say that after a few years of doing it consciously, it just becomes unconscious programming, and you'll find yourself just chanting that. So I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm still chanting. I go back to sleep. I wake up in the morning, I'm still chanting. I walk down to start meditating, I'm chanting. Just that word, that name, that phrase, that precious name. Some of the Sufis talk about the 100 names of God. Is the name of God? Is the name of a saint that is highly resonant for you? And that's your word. And that's what you do to counteract your brain's negativity bias. Very, very simple way of reprogramming yourself. Just doing that over and over and over again. When you're stuck in negative thinking, when you're just consumed by the tragedies of your life, it's hard to pull yourself out. It's hard to escape the pull of the default mode network. And one of the simplest ways to do that is simply have your word. Have that phrase that you just say over and over and over again. Anandamayi Ma. How many of you know who Anandamayi Ma is or have read any of her work? She was a great saint in Bengal in the early 1900s, and she was once asked, how do you stop your negative thinking, Anandamayi Ma? And she said, when I chant the name of God, there's no room in my mind for anything else. A very simple answer, but a profound one. When you're chanting your word, there's simply no room in your mind for anything else. So maybe that divorce is sucking you in. Maybe that financial loss is preoccupying you. Maybe that disease, maybe that physical illness, maybe that physical pain is trying to suck your attention into it and away from the fact that you are that divine being. And if you simply return to chanting that name, that's able to fill that space. In some of the research I've done, people's physical pain drops significantly. In some studies, up to 2/3. It just goes away. They feel much better. Their physical pain goes away. All kinds of genetic changes happen. In my book, Spiritual Intelligence, I describe some of the changes that happen in the genome. Your genome literally shifts when you are pulling yourself out of that default mode network rumination and back into consciousness. It produces a cascade of biological changes in your body, healthy ones, powerful ones. People who do this live longer than those who don't. So I want to leave you with that simple practice of just chanting the name. And as you chant the name, as it starts to become a practice in your life that you do over and over and over again, and it becomes automatic, it then becomes part of who you are. And many things start to shift in your life when you do that. Your body starts to shift, all those genes start to shift, your outlook starts to shift. Things that were really captivating to you about the tragedies and the problems in your life start to become less captivating. And you start to remember who you are and why you're here. You are consciousness itself in a human body, in a human form. You are that shard of the divine. And you remember it when you chant that word, chant that name, and that's the purpose of your life. That's why you're here. And I can tell you, when you're living that purpose, nothing else is as important as living that purpose. Once you discover the purpose of your life to live as that shard of the divine, once you are living that purpose, everything else is in perspective. Everything else is background to that reality. And you want to be in that space where that is the foreground of your experience. So we're going to go and do a meditation right now. This is called eco-meditation. This is a meditation that I designed for scientific experiments in the late part of 2009, but it will put you in an altered state. We'll spend a few minutes doing that, we'll move into that, and we'll move out again. And then remember your name. Write it down if you need to. If you have a pen here. If you don't have one handy, write it down as soon as you get to your car or someplace you can write things down. And then make that commitment to simply making that repetition your practice. So as we meditate together now, just sit comfortably in your chair. Notice if there are any areas of tension in your body. Let them go. Notice your breath. Close your eyes. And notice the natural rhythm of your breath as it flows in and out. Of your body. And imagine your breath flowing in and out through your heart. And slow your breathing down to 6 seconds per in-breath and 6 seconds per out-breath. Breathing in and out through your heart. And notice the volume of space inside your feet. And notice your feet anchoring you, grounding you to the earth. As you breathe 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Through your heart. Notice the volume of space between your eyes. And notice the volume of space inside your tongue. Relax your tongue on the floor of your mouth. Let it settle on the floor of your mouth, totally relaxed. Notice again the volume of space between your eyes. As you breathe through your heart, 6 seconds in and 6 seconds out. And silently repeat your word or your name, the name of that being that you represents, the highest possible vibration. Over and over and over again, the precious name, the precious word. Notice how good your body feels as you're chanting. Notice how much calmer your heart is as you chant. Notice your tongue relaxed on the floor of your mouth. Notice the infinite space between your eyes. Notice those 6-second in-breaths and out-breaths through your heart. As you chant the name. And now we'll bring our meditation to a close by taking 3 more breaths. Feeling your feet grounding you to the earth, coming back fully into your body. With the next breath, open your eyes. Notice the light and shade in the room. Notice the color of the walls. Bring yourself fully back to the here and now. It's been a joy to share with you again. Thank you so much. Wonderful to be here again. And just keep on chanting. I'll also be signing books, by the way, Spiritual Intelligence outside afterwards. And there are plenty of copies in the bookstore. So if you'd like to get a copy of Spiritual Intelligence, they're there. I'll be signing them at the food table.
I'm still floating. What's my word? Should I tell you? Flourish. Thank you. Through the long dark night, out on the open sea, by faith alone, sight unknown, and yet something was guiding me. The anchor holds, though the ship is battered. The anchor holds, though the sails are torn. I have fallen on my knees seas, but the anchor holds in spite of the storm. I've had visions, I've had dreams, times when I held them in my hands, but I never knew how they could slip right through, like they were only grains of sand. Yet the anchor holds, though the ship is battered. Yes, the anchor holds, though the sails are torn. Yes, I have fallen on my knees as I faced the raging seas, but the anchor holds in spite of the storm. The anchor holds, though the ship is battered. Yes, the anchor holds, though the sails are torn. Oh, I have fallen on my knees as I faced the raging seas, but the anchor holds in spite of the storm. Yes, the anchor holds, and I have faced the raging seas, but the anchor holds in spite of the storm.
Holy cow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Renegade Monks. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Dawson. Beautiful talk. My word is Erica. I started with Namaste. And then when you brought us into the meditation and you said, bring forth someone that makes you smile, I thought of Erica. There it is. There'll be a prayer chaplain orientation on Sunday, September 30th. I think that's 2 weeks today. 12 to 1 here in the sanctuary. Meet some of the prayer chaplains and learn if that is something that calls you forwards. There's also going to be a 30-minute discussion in the courtyard under the tent to talk about what Dawson brought up today. If you have conversation around that, look for the tent and have conversation. And that's open to all visitors, newcomers, and everyone else. You will have received your faith and action giving statement, probably via email, if I remember correctly. So check your email, and we're only sending those out so people know if we're being accurate in our accounting, because we do need to let you know about that. So check that out in your email. If you'd like to have a hard copy, please see the office and talk to Carla. In a second, we'll have the ushers come forward for our opportunity of giving and receiving. And if you've received much today, we ask that you share from the heart There's many ways to support this community. You can do it through the Church Center app on your phone. There's a QR code for those live streaming. There's a giving envelope in your bulletin, and you could mail a check to 600 Palm Drive, Novato, California, 94949. If you fill out your prayer, your spiritual connection card, leave that in the envelope as well so that can be added to the prayer team here at Unity in Marin. So now take this moment to hold your offering in your hands and your spiritual connection card and in your heart, and just know this: I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully. Let's say that together. I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully. So we are. Let's have some more music. The ushers, please come forward.
We hide pain in the weirdest places, broken souls, smiling faces, fight for surrender, for now and ever after. Just look around and see that people are scared to say what they really feel. We all need a little honesty. You are love if your heart's in 1,000 pieces. If you're lost and you're far from reason, just get to know you are love. Just get to know you are love when it feels like something's missing. If it hurts and you can't fight, feel it. Just get to know you are love. Just get to know you are love. We're not made to be superheroes, photoshopped and all-size heroes. A light unexpected, look in your affection. Look and see the sun shine. There's a light on the new horizon calling you. Yes, it's calling you. You are love if your heart's in 1,000 pieces. If you're lost and you're far from reason, just get to know you are love. Just get to know you are love when it feels like something's missing. If it hurts but you can't find healing, just get to know you are love. Just get to know you are love. If your heart's in 1,000 pieces and you're lost and you're far from reason, just get to know you are love. When it feels like something's missing, if it hurts you can't find healing, just get to know you are love. 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 Sing with me. Just get to know you are love. 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 Just get to know you are love.
I want to know what Deborah had for breakfast today. Wow. Can we do that again? All right. All right. Thank you for that. Where am I? Is that right? Oh, that did not make my printout. Okay. So please notice, Thanksgiving's coming up. There'll be services here. There'll be opportunity for sharing. It's a community gratitude share. We really love to have that beautiful opportunity. That's at 10 a.m. And then, of course, Trivial Pursuit and other board games will take place. I always play Trivial Pursuit on Thanksgiving, just so you know. Socializing, that takes place from 12 to 1, and then there's community potluck from 1 to 3 p.m., and always everyone loves the very special opportunity to clean up after Thanksgiving. It's the highlight of the day, isn't that right? All the slackers have gone home, and there you are, you're cleaning up. It's a great opportunity. It's karma yoga, folks. So there was a comment there about hearty side dishes. That's what I needed to remember, yes. Hearty side dishes. You know, Grandma's favorite green bean recipe with the almonds in it. That's the one you want to bring out. Leave the marshmallows, the sweet potatoes. Yeah, we love that one too, so bring that on. Stuffings. Vicki Clark in the room. Stand up, please. Here is our esteemed coordinator of gratitude, Thanksgiving food. Thank you. See her after service to find out more. Upcoming holiday schedule. Well, where am I now? So here we are. Community holiday party. There's so much going on here. I'm a little tired just thinking about it. All right. So, do you understand there's Thanksgiving, right? And then there's the decoration day, right? And then the next week is the holiday party. All right? Get out your party clothes, folks. We're going to have some fun. Celebrate the holiday season together right here. Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus will be in the room. Please now you can bring out your desserts, it seems, and salads. So bring that to share. Register in the courtyard. Love to see you all here. And there's more. Wait, there's more. Thanksgiving Day, potluck, community holiday party, Christmas, Kwanzaa, burning bowl, Whitestone, divine letters. All right? And then you get to take a vacation. Take the month of January off. Advent reflections will be available on our website through the month of December on Mondays and Wednesdays. So for that prayerful opportunity during the week, please check the website. The chaplains will be leading a beautiful reflection. Speaking of chaplains, would the Unity in Marin prayer chaplains please rise? They have one thing to do today, and that is to pray with you. They are here to be the love, share the love, and reflect the love back at you. So find the chaplain here in the sanctuary after service for any prayer concerns, prayer celebrations, joys, opportunity to be closer to God. Thank you, chaplain. And with all the Unity, here we go. All the Unity in Marin children ages 0 to 100, please rise. Yay, kids. Did you have a good time in service today? All right. What'd you do? They were making collages. Nice. So you know who you are? You are the perfect expression of divine light. And we love you exactly the way you are. And that is the truth. Let's do our prayer for protection, please. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. And so it is. You want to sing the community song with us? Come on, stand.
Please join us, join us. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful.
Look at each other.
I'm so grateful.
Show your gratitude.
I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.